And here we are, folks, on Scrap Station for the third and deciding game of this Haley versus Corin show match of the first week of our 2011 Summer League.
Which we're still so glad you're joining us for.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much again.
Very glad to have so many people show up. We were expecting actually fewer players in this.
Mm-hmm. People recruited their friends. They brought them in, and people were more excited to show up than we had populated our wildest dreams, so I'm happy. I'm definitely
also
happy.
looking forward to the introduction of the 2v2 bracket.
Yeah, next week.
Exciting games.
It's going to be fun.
I think our group actually has some serious team game experience under their belt.
No, absolutely. I know there are some team game aficionados out there who are just chomping at the bit to get a chance. I'm going to enjoy casting those too, because I watch pro 1v1 games all the time on streams and tournaments and stuff, but you never get to watch 2v2 games, and it's just a totally different dynamic. I'm excited for it.
I'm actually a really bad 2v2 partner because I get kind of stressed when I play and I block out the outside world. So when my teammate says, "Max, I need help, there's things in my mineral line," I respond with, "Fuck off, third place."
Yeah, I can attest to that. Let me just say this. Max and I are 2v2 partners online, and we have played many, many, many games together, and we've tried similar strats as the strats that I've tried with other teammates. Other teammates, I'm masters with. Adam Hurwitz, for instance.
To be fair, there is a time date on that.
Played like 30 games with him, and we're masters. Max and I aren't. We're not masters, actually.
We haven't played since like season 1.
Okay, yeah. It's been a while. You know, we're a little bit out of practice.
Haley, 14 hatching.
That's really early.
It's not actually that early. You know, I used to always 14 hatch because it was harder to pylon block.
Oh, so maybe she's trying to sneak in before the pylon block. Yeah. That's interesting. Okay.
I like to see another building like a spawning pool.
Nice. It was 14, right?
It was 14.
14. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I guess that's not that.
Overlord.
That's
seeing all the things over here.
That's an interesting wall we're getting from Corin.
Is that going to be a wall?
I don't think that. Okay, that.
Do 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 do.
I don't know if that's a wall. Because I think he's
sure.
just created 2 holes in his own wall there.
No, it's not won't be a bad wall.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I mean,
all he's got to do is like
the problem
a really big unit.
That's yeah.
Stalker.
Where the rally point, his rally point is set to the hole that his zealot can't block.
Maybe he's making stalker first.
He's making a
zealot.
The cyber core's not done. He needs to drop a pylon in there to make that a wall.
You just gotta fill out all the things. Just kind of.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You know? Well, the problem is that it's a scrap station ramp, which is like messed up. Yeah, that's definitely not a wall.
Hey, I could get an ultra in there if I tried.
You really gotta want it, you know. And the ultra's gotta be like a slim fast ultra.
Haley,
they know fat ass ultra here.
Going to her go-to unit, the Roach, getting towards saturation. Let's see.
3 gates coming from Corin.
3 gates.
3 gates. 3 gates on the production tab. Chrono boosted warp gate check. Haley has complete vision of this.
I'm just going to say,
from the very beginning.
Before we get any farther, we don't really know what's going to happen.
Right.
Corin.
No, don't put that pylon there. You need to use that to finish the wall.
Walled up.
That's still not a wall.
Corin requested we cast the last 2 games of this series.
He did, actually. He said, Game 1's not that good. You should definitely cast Games 2 and 3.
Yeah. So I'm presuming they must be the interesting games.
Yeah.
Right?
What about the fact that Game 1 was fucking sweet and was rad, and there was back and forth, and there was like multiple encounters. There were like multiple encounters.
Corin out yet.
It's true. Corin's maybe he's transitioning.
Don't you occasionally make an extra gateway so you can pump units?
Oh yes, absolutely. You're right. I absolutely do that as a defensive measure. It's like, especially in PvP, you make 4 gates and then build out of 3. And go into, say, an expansion earlier than your opponent or a robo earlier than your opponent. It's a very, very safe move because you have the capacity to at any moment say, "Oh, I'm being 4-gated in response." So he may be doing it defensively. He is only building out of 3 of those gates. I don't see 2 of those gates. I don't see him building out of the last.
He's finishing the chrono.
But he's chronoing really hard on that.
Well, he could have been just doing it to keep his chrono down. He was getting pretty high.
I love that we're talking about Corin like we're just trying to give him every excuse in the world. There's no, of course he's not 4-gating. No, he would never do that. Honestly, the 4-gate's not super duper easy. Yeah, it's not super duper easy to pull off, really. It still takes, a lot of micro-intensive stuff, especially if the Zerg is good, which Haley is.
Yeah.
So it's not...
She's already got roaches on the way.
Yeah, exactly. Five roaches on the way before the 4-gate hits.
Just a shitload of roaches.
Yeah, we got 630 down. Corin's forward pylon. Is that a forward pylon I see building on the...
Let's find it.
Yeah, there is one there. Is there one...
It's a midway pylon.
Yeah, more forward than that? No? Okay.
And let's keep in mind, we're not saying, we won't cast your games if you 4-gate.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I mean, this is probably going to be an interesting micro-intent... Oh, that was a...
Baited a force field?
Baited the force field. Haley did a really good job of not losing everything.
Could be bigger. There's a lot of zealots in there.
Yeah, no... That's a typical 4-gate force. 7 roaches. I think Haley should be fine.
Yeah.
I think Haley will.
She's ahead on food.
Yeah. What about the drones?
She's even on harvesters.
Completely even.
But an expansion.
Yeah. 20 harvesters is pretty much exactly where Protoss wants to be. That's that perfect point of 16 drones, 16 probes on minerals. And this could be good. This could be a really good flank. But those zealots are such good tanks, even against roaches.
Getting good hits off.
Yeah, she is getting good hits off.
Getting away due to the fact that they have more health than a siege tank. Do they actually?
I'm sure they don't. They might.
I hope not.
They might. Might. They're light. They're not armored, but armored doesn't actually help you. Armored is like bad.
Versus what?
Like
you mean in general?
Yeah, Marauders and Stalkers do plus to armored.
Well, there's not that much in the Zerg arsenal. It's Ultralisks.
Isn't it like, don't Infestors like have an armor, but it's 0?
Oh yeah, it's bullshit.
So they have 0 armor, so they take plus damage by things that do plus damage to armored, but then don't get any benefit from their armor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that exactly.
This is a big roach force.
That's a huge roach force. No 4-gate should be breaking that anytime soon, but I mean, as the 4-gate goes on and on, it doesn't necessarily mean that it gets worse. It's just that's rough. Oh no! Don't be running away!
Engage.
Don't run away! Engage that.
Forward thrusters.
She really needs to target down those sentries. She needs to target down the sentries, and unfortunately, she's hitting the stalkers.
Oh no!
Which have a lot of health. This is closer than we thought, and it's not bad for either player. Unfortunately, I think the drone count is slightly in the favor of. Really? That's not good.
That's just
the reinforcement stalkers are going to make the difference. This is bad. Haley's broke. Yeah.
Oh no.
Haley's broke. The 4-gate run.
Making 9 roaches. If those had been a minute earlier.
Yeah, absolutely.